So yesterday we discussed peninsular plateau. So peninsular plateau can be divided into two parts. That is Central Highlands and Deccan Plateau. In that Central Highlands, Malwa Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau are very important. So in Deccan Plateau, so here we can observe the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. So these are already we discussed. Today we are going to discuss the Thar Desert. The Thar Desert. So this is the India map. The Thar Desert is located in western, northwestern part of our country. That is mainly in Rajasthan and Gujarat. So the Thar Desert is located rain rain shadow area of the Aravalli. So leeward side of the Aravalli. So you see these are the Aravalli mountains. These are the Aravalli mountains. Aravalli mountains. So this part is leeward side, the rain shadow area. So this area is Thar Desert. This area is Thar Desert. So in this Thar Desert, features of the Thar Desert is, so here we can observe undulating sandy plains and rocky crops. That means here the completely sandy plains, those sandy plains are completely undulating, and here also we can observe rocky outcrops. So here the rainfall is very little, so ranging from 100 to 150 millimeters per annum. So because of the low rainfall, here also we can observe low vegetation. Low vegetation. So the rain ranging from 100 milliliters to 150 per annum. So here due to less rainfall we can observe low vegetation, and here the climatic condition is arid climate. Arid climate. So the climate condition is arid climate. So less rainfall, low vegetation, arid climate. So here we can observe the small streams and one of the river. So during only in rainy season. During only rainy season. So these small streams appear only in rainy season and disappear soon after. So these streams drainage to fill the lakes only. So these streams and river, the only river in Thar Desert is Luni River. Luni River. So Luni is only the river of the Thar Desert. So these Luni River so fill only the lakes in the Thar Desert. So these small streams and Luni River doesn't meet the ocean or seas. So here due to sandy plains, arid climate, so no irrigation facilities. So here agricultural was not possible on those days. So due to development activities take place in Thar Desert area. So one of the longest canal in our country, that is Indira Gandhi Canal. Indira Gandhi Canal. So longest canal 650 kilometers. So its length is 650 kilometers. The longest canal in our country is Indira Gandhi Canal. Its length is 650 kilometers. It water parts in Thar Desert area. Due to that, the in Thar Desert area, even the sandy plains converted into farmlands. So due to that, here today we can observe the agricultural activities is also going on in Thar Desert area. This is about of the Thar Desert. Now let us discuss about of the So coastal plains can be divided into two parts, that is west coast. Number one is west coast plains, and the second one is east coast plains. So let us discuss about west coast plain. So the western plains are located at along the Arabian Sea. So the west coast plains are located in between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. So this is called the west coast. So it stretches from Rann of Kutch to Kaveri Delta. So the west coast plains, the western plains stretches from Rann of Kutch to Kaveri Delta. So by observing the western plains and eastern plains, the western plains are narrower than the eastern plains. The western plains are narrower than the eastern plains. It stretches from Rann of Kutch to Kaveri Delta. So these western plains can be divided into three parts. So that is, the number one is Konkan coast. Konkan coast is located in Maharashtra and Goa. Konkan coast is located in Maharashtra and Goa. So next, Canara coast located in Karnataka. Next, Malabar coast is located in Kerala. So the western plains can be divided into three parts. The first one is Konkan coast. It is the northern part of the western plains. So it stretches in Maharashtra and Goa. The middle part of the western plains are called Canara coast. It is mainly located in Karnataka. So the southern part of the western plains are Malabar coast. It is mainly located in Kerala. So this is about of the west coast plains. So let us discuss east coast plains. The second one is east coast plains. So east coast plains are in between the Eastern Ghats and Bay of Bengal. So these east coast plains are also called Bengal plains. Bay of Bengal plains. So it stretches from Mahanadi Valley in Odisha to Kaveri Delta. So the eastern plains stretches from Mahanadi Valley in Odisha to Kaveri Delta. So these eastern plains are formed because of the Mahanadi river, Godavari river, Krishna river and Kaveri river. These rivers are main cause to form the eastern plains. Eastern plains are very rich and fertile as compared to western plains. So east coast plains are wider than the west coast plains. East coast plains are wider than the east coast plains. One of the remarkable feature of these eastern plains are, here we can observe deltas. Godavari, Krishna deltas, Kaveri delta, we can observe these deltas are very rich. So as compared to Indo-Gangetic plains, so how Indo-Gangetic plains are rich for agriculture. So likewise, these eastern plains are also very rich and fertile like Indo-Gangetic plains. So in these eastern plains, one of the remarkable feature we can observe lakes also, that is the Chiluka Lake in Odisha, and Kolleru Pulicat in Andhra Pradesh. So the remarkable feature of the eastern plains are, here we can observe the deltas. At the same time, here also we can find the lakes like Chiluka Lake in Odisha, Kolleru Lake and Pulicat Lake in Andhra Pradesh, and also these plains are very rich for fishing activity is also. So this is about of the eastern plains. So next we can discuss the islands. The last one is islands. So Indian islands are two group of islands. So number one is Andaman and Nicobar Island. The second one is Lakshadweep Islands. So Indian islands are two group of islands. So they are number one Andaman and Nicobar Island. So the second one is Lakshadweep Island. So Andaman and Nicobar Island stretches in Bay of Bengal. So Lakshadweep Islands stretches in Arabian Sea. So these Andaman and Nicobar Islands are elevated portion of the Myanmar mountain, submerged Myanmar mountain of Arkan Yoma. So elevated portion of the submerged mountain of Myanmar, submerged mountain of Arkan Yoma. So in this Andaman Nicobar Island, we can also observe Narcondam and Barren Islands are volcanic origin. Narcondam and Barren Islands are volcanic origin. It can find in Andaman Nicobar Island. So the southernmost tip is located in Nicobar Island, that is called the Indira Gandhi Point, which was submerged in 2004 tsunami. The southernmost tip of Indian landmass is Nicobar Island. It is called the Indira Gandhi Point. It was submerged in 2004 tsunami. It is about of the Andaman and Nicobar Island. So let us discuss Lakshadweep Island. So the features of the Lakshadweep Island is, Lakshadweep Islands are coral origin. Lakshadweep Islands are coral origin. So its geographical area is 32 square kilometers. 32 square kilometers. So these Lakshadweep Islands, these type of the islands are very rich for variety of the flora and fauna. So once again I am repeating, Lakshadweep Islands are coral origin. So its geographical area is 32 square kilometers. So these type of the islands are very famous for variety of the flora and fauna. This is about of the Indian islands. So the first lesson is completed. Okay, so by concluding this lesson, so in this lesson we learned the location of the India and the geographical background of the Indian landmass and major relief features of the Indian landmass like Himalayas, Indo-Gangetic Plain, Peninsular Plateau, Thar Desert, coastal plains and islands. We discussed all these in this chapter. So I request you, please read thoroughly this lesson to write the exams. Thank you.